Howdy y'all, this is Dwight and welcome back to my channel. Well, I've managed to get another pocket knife finished, so I thought I'd get on here and do a video on it. And this is my first attempt at a Wharncliffe Trapper 2-blade pattern, and I believe it turned out reasonably well, especially for my first attempt. The handle material is a natural canvas, a natural linen micarta. I got a stainless steel shield, and I did a ray shield. That wasn't out of choice. That was out of saving the handle material. I didn't cut the pocket in for the shield deep enough, so when I contoured the handle, it ground away part of the pocket on this lower side. So I did a ray shield because I would have had to did a whole nother handle to recut the pocket to save it. But I think it turned out fairly nice. Ain't nothing wrong with a ray shield. Just gives it a little extra dimension. I know some makers do that on their knives, and that turned out fairly well. I did a stainless bushing, and I did nickel silver pins, and with a careful look you can tell, there we go, there's a slight color difference, which is a real subtle bird's eye pivot. At least that's my opinion. Which, truthfully, nickel silver is just easier to peen than stainless. And I haven't did any stainless yet, and I wanted this. I was hoping this would be a successful knife build, which thankfully it was. The blade and back springs are CPM 154, and I did a 600 grit hand finish on the blades. Normally I just do a 400 grit, so that give it a little bit more of a smoother finish, I think. It turned out nice. Nice smooth action. Right at a medium pull, I would believe. The Wharncliffe blade. Again, the 600 grit hand finish. And I did my maker marks to where they would face towards the outside of the knife instead of this one being facing the inside. I went ahead and did it facing the outside. Nice action. It's nice and smooth. Still's got some snap. Everything lined up nicely side to side. Blades are centered. Things are nice and symmetrical. Isn't 100% perfect, but it did fairly well. One thing I'll show that I need to improve on for my next time I do the Wharncliffe Trapper build is I got kick on this one a little longer than on the Trapper blade. The Wharncliffe blade's a little longer than on the inside. We can see that I got the walk a little longer on the one side compared to the other. But now when it comes back to the rest of it, I got the back spring relief cut in symmetrical back here where the center pin is, tension pin for me. But I made the walk a little long on the one back spring. And I only did a 400 grit hand finish on the inside, which overall I believe turned out nice. It's nice and clean. And this is my first knife doing mill relieved liners. So there we can see, if you look right along there, There is a nice gap between the liner and the blade. Well, on this side has a nice gap, and if we can look, you can see I did a square one. Next time I'll try to round the corners off, but you can see the relief right through there, and of course it goes back to right there. And that was my first attempt at doing that, and I think it worked out well. I will definitely be doing that on my stainless steel liners. With stainless steel, I have a magnetic chuck that they will hold. As soon as I can do that brass, I'm going to have to create a fixture. But anyways, I was able to do some file work along the liners. On the handle liners, it's my normal pattern that I usually do. On the center liner, it's a new pattern for me. Did it all the way around. Tried to end it there at the end of the back springs. It's only the second time for the middle liner pattern that I've attempted. Overall turned out fairly decent. So there it is. I believe this is knife number 115 that I've made, pocket knives. So everyone that stopped by and took a look, I do thank you. And until next time, y'all take care.